What's up, YouTube? Audio Monster here doing just a small review on the XDJ-RR. It's what you would call a cute little unit. It's got some good features. It's got some lack of good features, and I'll explain them to you. Jog wheels are nice. I've found that scratching, you do one finger scratching basically. I don't know anyone that does two, but it fits one finger real nice. I find it kind of easier to scratch on a smaller jog wheel if you're new to scratching. There's less mass moving and you can do quicker things quicker. I like these right here. I like the track search. Not all controllers have that. I have a RZX. I don't think it has that on there. It's got your standard beat loops and stuff, and your call loop and cue loop and all that stuff. You got your sync and your instant doubles. And the pitch fader is good. It's nice and stiff. It has a center detent. Not everyone likes that, but it locks, it clicks there. I actually really like these pads more than the soft ones. You can hear how they're clicky. If you use this with a computer, these functions change. I think it's like the same as DDJ-1000, which I can't remember exactly. I'd have to go over to I'll go over to my RZX real quick, because it'll be like my RZX. So yeah, if you use it with your computer, you're going to get hot cue pad effects, maybe slicer and sampler, but something like this, it's going to be a little different. I like these pads. There's like a different range of pads. This is the 1000, like a DDJ-1000 pad, or a DDJ-RX, or a DDJ-RZ or SZ. And these are real nice, but like the DDJ-400s aren't very good. They're kind of not as responsive. And I don't like the RX2 aren't very responsive either. And you see how the RZX doesn't have those, the track search feature. You do it a different way with like the needle search. I believe the needle search is up in the center. But let me get away from this guy here real quick and go back over to the what we're doing this for. So I like that. I like the jog wheel. I like these. Regardless that there's only 4, I still like it. Let's see. You got a decent little mic section here. At least you got an EQ on it. You have your auxiliary in case your thumb drive isn't working or something. Or a line. You can plug a CDJ into it, I suppose. There's no EQ on it, but you can. The sound color effects are good. Dub, echo, pitch, noise, and filter. They're all pretty useful. You got your headphone mixing knob, which is crucial on a unit like this because it has no booth out. So you have to mix it. Like usually you would have just the cue, or at least I would. And then I'd be listening to my mix in the booth. But this one allows you to have a virtual booth in your ear. You can mix the master along in with it, and then you have your cue 1 and 2. You don't have a master cue, that would be all the way to there. So if you want to cue your master, there's not a button, you would just turn it all the way to master. I like this section's good. It has it's not the highest quality faders. They're a little loose. They're like a DDJ-400. They work though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. I do like the way that you see how it has the Pioneer there on certain gear, like I believe the DDJ-400. These faders, when you bring them down, are like right next to this crossfader, so it bumps it when you're scratching. So I like the distance between here and here. I put some custom knobs on here so it would have a silver top here. They normally, on the cheaper units, this is like a DDJ-400. They're just black. They don't have that nice colored gunmetal or silver like my RZX. These are nice and rubberized. I do like the fact that the trim has the gray there. That's nice. The screen is nice. There's nothing wrong with the screen. It works real well. It only has 2 tracks going. As you know, this is a 2-track controller. Everything's pretty self-explanatory. I don't really need to go through it. Other than the menu button doesn't work unless you're doing certain things. Like if I put in a thumb drive first, then the menu will work. But once I'm in search, it doesn't work. You got to back up. You got to hit back until you're at the beginning of the USB, because there's only a few things in the menu. Most of the things are in the utility. And then you got your load 1 and 2 here, which is real simple. And I do think I actually hit instant double by hitting that twice. I know it says instant double somewhere else. I can't remember where it says it. No, right here. It says if you hold down this, it'll instant double it. I believe that once one was loaded over there, I just went like that and it came over here. The USB 1 and 2, you know that you can record on number 2. You could put in track marks, so you don't have to split it up in your software. It'll already have the marks, so you can have actual track markers in your mix. I've already went through the right side deck on this, so don't need to do that really. You got your crossfader curve. You got both of your headphone ins, which I like that, having that option, because sometimes you lose that. And you always will have that. If you don't have that on your headphones, you're going to have that. So it really is nice. The back is really nothing. You know, well, I'll say nothing. It's like a step above a DDJ-400, because all you get is this. 2 masters. You don't get a booth. You get a USB. And then you get your mic. At least they did a combo there, and the auxiliary in, and then your power. And then the power supply is one of my least favorites. It's just like a DDJ-4000. You see how the pin's in the center there. I personally like my RZX has an internal power supply, so it just has an IEC cable. I really like those better. I don't think there's anything wrong with integrating the power supply into the unit. If something goes wrong, you're going to have to send it in no matter what anyways. And these things go bad a lot more than the internal power supplies. Like this is already an aftermarket. So I guess I'll get to what I like and what I don't like. What I like about the unit, obviously, is you don't have to bring a laptop. What I don't like about the unit is that you can't access certain features which I rely on. I like pad effects a lot, so you need your laptop for that. If you don't have a laptop, all you get are these 4 sound color effects and these 3 beat effects, and they're very, very usable. I usually use echo as my main one. Then reverb is obviously very good too. I don't usually use flanger. That seems like a trance music thing or something. But, so they're decent, you know, like I don't need all those beat effects. But when you plug in your computer, you could change these too. So I like that. And I believe you could change these in the computer too. My RZX, you could change the sound color effects buttons too. So I like the unit. It's a nice little standalone unit. I wouldn't be too worried about its downfalls, which is lack of a booth output. If you run an output from the RCAs into let me see, basically a volume dial. Let me go in here. This is going to be going to the messy studio here. I haven't been set up for quite a while now. I believe this is it here. Yeah, so this will work. This is one that will work. So you just would run it into the back here, and then you would have a volume control for your booth. This is only like, I think these are like $20 or $40 or something. Let me see what this other one is, because I have a couple of these that are a little different. Oh yeah, so you need the other one. This is just a splitter. There's no volume knobs. So you would need the split mix 4. And this has a volume knob to where you would have a booth output. So I wouldn't worry too much about the booth output, especially since, like I said, you can mix in your headphones. That's like, It has the crucial thing here, which is mixing from Q to master. I like the size of it. It's a traveler, and that's actually why I got this, is because the RZX is so big. The case is just a beast. Underneath this, I have a DDJ-SZ in here, and I thought it was big, but if you look over there, that case right there is a monster, and it fits that, and it's out of control. It really is. So I like the portability of it. I like quite a bit about it. It's a good unit, but I decided to go with the FLX6, which nobody likes also, which, it kind of proves that you don't have to listen to the masses. You could get whatever you feel comfortable with. I like the 4 channels. I'm a 4-channel guy. Basically, I rock the 2 channels mixing, and then the 3rd channel on the left, I do a lot of scratching. I do some scratching on the right, but I'm more of a left-hand scratcher. It's weird. My hands work different. My right hand does little scribble scratches, and my left hand does the funky stuff. It's kind of fun. So that's why I liked the FLX6. It'll be here on Thursday, but is because it has 4 channels. It's basically just like this too, like DDJ 400 quality, which, there's nothing wrong with that. I know that it's not like club standard, but who really cares? Club standard it's overrated. But I liked the FLX6 mainly because of the 4 channels, and it has large jog wheels, which really don't bother me, but I do like an indicator going around too. This lacks the indicator. It kind of helps you to know what's playing. I know that these flash and do whatever when they're playing, so you know which one's playing, but I still like the indicator, because then you never touch the one that's playing accidentally, or you never try to load over the top of one. Let's see. I would consider this basically, I don't want to call it entry level, but it's obviously entry level for the all-in-one standalones. So it is that. It's an entry level. And but you could do everything with this. You could DJ, like say you're going to a club and you're going to set this over to the side of the CDJ 2000s because you're not comfortable with them. You would just run your master out into the mixer and then use their booth. So you'd still have a booth, and if there was any delay or anything, obviously you could just mix in the headphones anyways. But this is fully capable of mixing out in front of a crowd. You could be a mobile DJ. You could do anything with this, really, and not look like a poor boy or something with the cheapest Hercules controller. But I think they're great. I think it's a good little unit. I think they sell for $1,000 new right now. Like I said, I wouldn't be getting rid of this if I didn't buy the FLX6, because I don't need the standalone. I personally like a computer. Computers hold so much more music. They have so much more power. And, oh yeah, I think that's another thing. I'm not sure if you could beat grid in this. Like, I really like live, like not all tracks are analyzed properly. I don't use sync, which sync is why you use the beat grid, but I still like to see the lines line up to know where I'm at. Sometimes you can nudge a little easier if you're paying attention to where the lines are. I'm not sure if you could beat grid on this one. I do like that a lot. So I like that about my RZX, that there's a, let's see, a grid adjust, and let's see what it is. Yeah, slide and adjust. I really like that a lot. It's real good. I've never seen it do half. I haven't done that. You see these whites 2 times and half. Haven't done that. But I really enjoy these larger jog wheels. So I'm an old school guy. I've played on vinyl, and then I learned how to scratch on the CDJ 1000, so I really like that. But I think this is a great unit, and you won't be disappointed at all, I think, if you get it. So hope this review helped anybody, and ask some questions in the bottom, the comments, if you want to know anything else. All right. Audio Monster out.